Hello, welcome to the Crystal Claire channel. This is part 4 of the Britney Spears series, and today I'm going to be covering some of the things that came up in the questions on some of the other videos and people who reached out to me, and also elaborate on a couple of the things that I covered in my last video that I didn't get to cover fully. So in this video we're covering, here I have some notes, her boys, more from Britney's perspective, what's happening. I didn't look at the boys specifically, but what's happening in regards to them. I'm touching on Kevin Federline that came up. Drug accusations again, her erratic behavior, her social media I'm touching on a little bit, and a little bit more about her dad. Some more information came in around that, and her mom. It's very sad. And then what does Britney really want? I connected to, I guess I would say, her soul, the innermost part of her. And I'm going to share what that's about. I also care covering a little bit about what Maria Red is. That's something that is new, I guess. So I didn't know about any of this stuff. Again, I don't watch social media. I don't read magazines. I don't know anything about what's going on in Hollywood. I don't watch the news. If you want to know more, I have 3 other videos in this series. They're short videos. They cover what happened when she left the conservatorship, that things got worse, actually. There's a bunch of illusions happening around her and with the world and what's being portrayed about her. I touched on her husband Sam, what's going on with that, where that started, how he even got involved, and more. So check out those other videos for that. And just a reminder, in my day job, I am a soul contract channel, and I help people all around the globe align to their life mission and purpose using these beautiful gifts that I have. And I'm using this channel as a fun creative outlet to share my gift. So let's get into it because time is ticking. All right, so when I asked about her boys, what they showed me is that even her boys are being shown the erratic side of her. And I go into this more in my other videos, but she is being, she's not mentally ill. She's not crazy. She comes across as erratic because it's very carefully planned by the people in the control circle is what, is how my guides are wording it. And so when the boys are around, they are witness to erratic behavior, and they don't understand, obviously, because they're kids, they don't understand what's really going on, and poor Britney doesn't really have control. So they're keeping her confused and incoherent during the day, and there's something happening at night when she's sleeping that's not good. So they are making her look erratic to her boys, which makes it easy for them to be withheld from her. Then my guides brought me to Kevin Federline. I think that's his name. Oh my gosh, blast from the past. I remember hearing about this years ago. What they show me, I just asked, show me what's for the highest good of all involved. Didn't go into the weeds on some of this stuff, but they showed me that he is feeling a little scared about what's happening. Well, he doesn't know exactly all that's happening. He suspects some things are happening that are more than what they're portraying in the media, and he's a little scared. So he is trying to protect his boys, but it's not necessarily from Britney, if that makes sense. Okay, and then moving on, touching on again the drug accusations that have been, that I guess there's drug accusations or something happening. People are like calling for interventions and things like that. I asked about that, or that came up. My guides told me to talk about that. And there are people, what's happening here is, again, it's not her choice. This is being done to her. And there are people who do care about her who are trying to get close to her, and they can't get in. How do I say this? It's like, because since the conservatorship ended, okay, I'll touch on this. When the conservatorship ended, what happened was, I touch on this in other videos, but her dad actually, I thought all along that when I was following this years ago, I haven't heard of anything for years, but when I was following this, when it came up years ago, her dad was in charge of her conservatorship, and I remember thinking, oh, that's so awful. Well, how could he do this? When I channeled what I found, which was shocking, is that he wasn't actually he I guess I would say, I don't know how to say this, but it's like he agreed to be the buffer between the people who are really in charge and Britney to help keep keep it from getting bad. So when all of that ended, it's almost like now she doesn't have a buffer. And she is, it's a free-for-all with Britney. So her dad, I checked on that, and her dad is feeling, what I was shown was like his head in his hands and going, what have I done? What have I done? Not meaning what have I done, like that he is at fault or guilty for anything that's going on, but thinking, could I have done something different to keep what's happening now from happening? Could I have approached this in a different way? But he felt like his hands were tied when this all started in the beginning. And her mom is sick about it. So they have some knowledge of the things that are happening, and don't know what to do. So, then the next thing that they touched on my guides is that her breakdown in, I think it was 2007, I remember seeing a picture of her like hitting a window or something. That started, I asked, what's that about? Because my guys brought me to this, and I said, what is that about? And they said that was when all of this started happening, and she started realizing she was losing control of her life. Not because of her own lack of well-being or mental state, but because she got sucked into this control circle. That's what they're calling this, okay? So, and since then she hasn't been able to get out. There is a team of people running her social media, but one woman in particular is doing it, and they are manipulating information, and they are crafting a narrative in preparation for potential outcomes. You're hearing a lot in the news that there's like some drug stuff going on, addictions going on. They're crafting a narrative so that when whatever the outcome happens, that people are not surprised, right? So I asked about, my guides brought to me the Maria Red thing, and what they said is that is some, how do I say this? It's like, this is something that's connected to the control circle. I didn't go into deep about this, but it's something that's connected to the control circle. It's, I don't even know, I barely touched on this, but it's almost like a joint effort between Britney trying to get a message out, sort of, but also the people in charge of social media being okay with her doing that, whatever that means. So she's, you'll see in other videos, I noticed, my guides were like, go online and see what's happening. So I had some context. There's like a bunch of videos where she's wearing red and she looks very angry or incoherent. This is all manipulated and crafted by the control circle. And part of it is Britney trying to get a message out. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, lastly, for the sake of time, I asked, what does Britney really want? And Britney wants to be like what they showed me as an analogy, metaphor, is she wants to be in a quiet place, like in the mountains. She wants to be in a quiet place with her boys, like just being creative and being crafty, and being left alone unless she chooses. She wants close friends that are true people who have her best interest in mind, who are not around her right now. They aren't able to get to her. She wants to she wants to detox from what's happening to her, basically. I'm not talking about what's being given to her in drug form, but what they've shown me is that they give her things to control her moods. Not that she's moody, but when they want her to be on, they give her something to make her be on. When they need her to calm down, they give her something to calm her down. She is so beat up from what this her soul circle is doing to her. She's exhausted. Her physical body is having a hard time keeping up with all these things that are being done to her. She just wants to be in a quiet place, and she loves her fans. It's coming across as if she doesn't, because it's not her. She loves her fans, and her fans helped her to end the conservatorship, but we didn't know that, and I say we just as human beings, we didn't know that what was actually happening, which is there's a greater thing going on here above this conservatorship. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know, drop in the comments below if you have anything you want me to channel, and stick around for the next video in case anything else comes up that I channel around Britney. Thanks for being here.